Happy Thursday. Have you voted yet? Are you going to go in person and vote, or are you going to do it through a ballot? How are you going to let your voice be heard? Californians will have to go and vote on a very, very important issue come November, right? And the topic for today is that drivers, delivery people, gig workers, you could just say Americans, are desperately, desperately waiting for the second $1,200 stimulus check, right? People are not able to make their rent. People are not able to put food on the table. People are cutting back on their health and saving money wherever they can, driving less. I mean, I get the emails, I get the text messages, right? Every day, how these people are working. And the one thing that really saddens me is that the administration is now playing politics. They don't even want to vote on this $1,200 until after the elections. That is wrong. I mean, the good thing is that Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi were so close. I mean, they met each other. The one wanted $3 million, the other one wanted to only offer $1 million on the Republican side, and they were literally discussing somewhere 2.1, 2.2 in the middle. And it looked very, very optimistic. Both Mnuchin and both Pelosi said it. And then we've got this guy who goes on his Walter Reed drive around, feels empowered, gets back in there, sabotages the deals and said, no, we're not going to release anything until after the elections. Now, listen, I have been a child of a politician all my life, right? You got to give and take a little in politics, right? It's a pretty dirty game. But the move to not get the money, the $1,200 to the people, the move to not get the monies to the Americans and the American business and stall this for 30 days, costs the economy, right? That money could filtrate right back into the economy. You are sabotaging your own economy. You are sabotaging the Americans. This is a really, really selfish move. Puts you back in the media and the headlines. It's wrong, folks. It's absolutely wrong. People need this money, and we were so close. We were so close. Now the question here is: here's the likelihood of getting a $1,200 stimulus check in the next 26 days, right? We're going to watch this little video together. Hope the audio is not fantastic, right? But you know, this is really concerning, my friends.
There are two major plans that started in the negotiation. The Democratic Heroes Act was the beginning of the negotiation that was passed in May by the House, and it's a little north of $3 trillion. The Senate Republicans came back and introduced their own legislation, that is the HEALS Act, which is a smaller bill targeted at support for education, for vaccines, for unemployment insurance compensation. And the subsequent negotiations have all been about how to close the gap between those two bills, which originally was on the order of a few $1 trillion and is now somewhere about $500 billion. Though, of course, the negotiations are now on hold pending the
negotiations on hold.
There is broad agreement about potential for direct payments. So modeled very similarly or almost exactly to the CARES Act stimulus payments of $1,200 for individuals, $400 for those filing jointly based on your income level, with $500 for dependents. That was something that was contained both in the HEROES and HEALS Act. Another area that's something that they may find to be more effective than a direct payment is an expansion of the child tax credit and earned income tax credit. That's something that Speaker Pelosi talked about earlier this week. But another area of concern, because that was contained in the HEROES Act, it's not something Republicans are interested in And so, yeah, the big barrier to having a standalone stimulus bill in terms of direct checks is folks on the Democratic side may not think that that's enough in terms of covering the financial needs of vulnerable households right now. So if there isn't a deal that's done before the election and other items dominate, for example, the Supreme Court nomination, which will take up a lot of political oxygen, there will have to be, and I'm sure there will be a lot of attention on where we're at, both on the economic and public health side. Because I do think that is the risk, that if things do take a turn for the worst, we don't want to be in a situation where Congress and the White House are paralyzed and can't address the situation because they're in a lame duck period. Thankfully, that amount of time between November and January is relatively short. So if there is a situation where Congress has come in January and do something big, I think that's already the plan if Democrats sweep all three branches of government to potentially have a large stimulus plan sort of fashioned after the Recovery Act of 2009. But that is still very much something that we'll have to watch out for, because there could be a world in which a second wave doesn't materialize and the economy sort of just struggles along.
All right. Pretty hard to hear the guy. I hope that you heard the audio a little bit, but at least what we'll do is we'll go through the article, right? So Marcos Suarez is in the house. He says, saludos, amigos. Boss man from Tampa, Florida. Sending my love to Tampa. Hope you guys are not hit by that hurricane over there. Been a while, stay safe, and bless you. The best, always great info. Gracias. It's sad I stopped riding since the pandemic started, and when we can use some money. Money isn't funny in the rideshare world. Yassine Turkan is in the house. Lorenzo Davis is in the house. What's up? William Connor is in the house. John Bauer. Oh, this is live, says John Bauer. Yes, it is live. So get out there, tweet, get out there, Facebook, get out there, make videos, show us the money, the $1,200. This is money that we've paid in. This can only help the economy. I don't know why they want to stall another 30 to 60 days on this issue. Just get the money through to the people. It trickles back into the economy anyway. People will be paying rent. People will be buying groceries. People will be filling up their cars with gas. The money circulates back into the economy, right? Keeps jobs going. So what you're doing effectively by sabotaging, by hijacking these negotiations, because they were that close, right? The one wanted 3 million. The other one said 1. They're sort of at 2.122. Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi met 13 times, while the guy was in the hospital, right? And they both said, we're very, very close. He comes out of the hospital and says, no, it's not going to happen. So it's all about him. It's all about getting the media attention, right? But the only thing you are doing, Mr. President, and I'm urging you, I prayed for you that you got well, prayed for your wife that you got well, and now I'm praying that you do the right thing for the Americans. Get the money to the small businesses, get the money to the essential workers, get the money to the drivers, get the money to the delivery people, get the money to the gig workers so that they can keep on living. This is money that they have paid in, right? And you're holding Americans hostage. Why stall this for 30 to 60 days? Get the checks out there, get the economy going, right? And he's only hurting his own vote, right? He's shooting himself in the foot with this one, right? Yeah, it's 2.1 trillion. Yeah, we're not talking billion. Did I say billion? I apologize if I said billion. So the stimulus negotiations are apparently sort of semi back in action after he said, no, we're going to stall this, right? Major backfire, major attacks on his decisions there when he said we're going to only do this. So enormous pressure on the administration, get the people the money. So apparently the talks are back in action with Election Day on November the 3rd quickly approaching. President Donald Trump shut down talks this week and called for Congress to pass a standalone bill to give Americans a second stimulus check. Both parties have proposed trillions of dollars in stimulus aid, but remain divided over how much money is needed to keep the country afloat. Democrats plan to provide $2.2 trillion in relief, while the White House wants the number to be closer at 1.6. So they were at 1 trillion. They moved up to 1.6 trillion. Democrats wanted 3 trillion. They moved down to 2.2. So where's the meeting of the minds, right? Where can the agreement, where can the deal be made? Where can the three signatures, Democratic signatures, Republican signatures, and presidential signature? When can we get those 3 signatures so that people, gig workers, can get their money? And come November the 3rd, I urge you, V-O-T-E, vote. I also urge you to wear the masks. We found out in the last 2 weeks what happens if you don't wear masks. So both parties, as I said, have proposed their sides. The details of how that money would be distributed are hotly debated, yet both sides agree on another round of checks. That's a good thing, that they both agree on another round of checks. Now it's about the timing. Wicked Hustle Guy is in the house, just popping in to add a like. Very nice of you, my friend. I'm going to briefly take a slug here. I'm drinking a lot of aqua. Drink a lot of water, guys. Seriously, clean out those kidneys, clean out the liver, clean out the lymphatics. Aqua, aqua, aqua. You should be drinking at least 8 of those little bottles per day, at least 2 liters of water every single day, my friends. So there's a broad agreement about the potential for standalone payments, said Watson. Both parties are in favor of direct payments modeled closely after the first checks that were issued under the CARES Act that passed in March, right? So remember when you got that, did everybody get that first $1,200? I got it. Some parents that have dependents kids got an extra $500. So if you were a husband, wife, $1,200, it was $2,500. If you had another 2 kids, that was $2,400. And then if you had another 2 kids, you probably got 3,400 checks. Does that sound familiar? Right? That was March. Well, now we have the opportunity to do that one more time. That money that you received back then has already trickled back into the economy, right? That $3,000 lifeline that you got, that $1,200 lifeline that you got, has already been spent. It has gone back into the economy, which gives it a boost, right? So it works. So yes, you are forwarding this money, but the money ultimately goes straight back into the system, keeps jobs secure, doesn't allow people to lose their jobs, right? And keeps them floating, and hopefully floating long enough until we get a grip on the pandemic, just like New Zealand. They got a complete grip on the first wave. They got a complete grip on the second wave, and they're doing well, right? Their economy can carry on because they don't have spreaders. They don't have people with virus. That's what we got to do. So if you want that economy to rock, you got to follow the protocol, right? These things work. Even admitted, even the CDC, Fauci, even Trump, and all of them admitted that this actually works, right? But the naysayers didn't want to wear it. Many of the naysayers got infected, but now they realize this works. So I showed you that video there, but I'm urging Congress, I'm urging the Senate, I'm urging the president, I'm urging the administration. Let's put politics aside, right? Politics aside, folks. Get the money to the Americans. Get the money to the Americans, right? Get it to the gig workers, get it to the drivers, get it to the people working in grocery stores, essential workers, nurses. Everybody could do with that $1,200 stimulus check. JT says, I never received any of my initial stimulus checks. That is not good, my friend. You didn't even get your $1,200, JT. That's not good. That is not good. So follow up with that. Follow up with that, because that money is there for you. That money has nothing to do whether you didn't pay taxes in 2018 or 2019. That is a check that is set aside for you. So somehow what that tells me is that they may not have your info. They may not have your banking details. They may have an old address on file. I would, JT and Wicked Hustle guy said he also didn't get it. I would follow up and contact them. They may have old banking details on file, right? You may have changed your banking details. So they're trying to send you the money bounces back. They send the money to the address or the check comes back. It's your money, it's sitting there, right? And I believe you have at least you have until the 15th of October or the end of October to claim this money. I believe the number was the 15th of October. So I urge those in this channel right now that have not received that $1,200, get on the phone yesterday. Find out where it's stuck. I gave you a couple of very realistic scenarios where your money might be stuck, right? They have the wrong banking details. They have an old address on file, right? Get to them and get your money. Now, please, I'm here fighting for the $1,200. I surely, with 25 people in the room, I deserve more than 8 likes. I mean, I'm putting this out there, calling them out, right? So let's pump up those likes, man. I'm putting in the hours. I don't want any self-pity here, but I'm sitting here with a throbbing leg after the surgery, fighting for people to get their $1,200. Pay me that little bit of courtesy, that little bit of respect with a like. That's all I ask. Thank you. Just that tiny little like, going out there and batting for you, right? So I got to take this sucker off, get some more water into the system. And then, a lot of people around the US are sending me screenshots of dismal, of really, really poor offers that Lyft or Uber are putting out there, trying to entice people for an extra $1.50 or $2. Understand this, 70% of the rideshare business has evaporated, gone. It's gone during the pandemic, right? Yes, the delivery side has taken off. Yes, Instacart has taken off. Yes, Postmates is doing well. Yes, DoorDash is doing well, right? That side. But the actual drivers that are maybe staying at home because of the PUA, or the actual drivers that are basically going back out there because they really urgently need to make money. Understand that Uber also needs to make money, right? And they don't care a damn whether you're an essential worker working under these conditions. What they're doing is they're trimming. And they believe that you're going to come back for that extra $1.50 or $2.50 that they're waiving in that app. They say, here, get this little bit of change and take this trip, right? But drivers are like, they're taking it because they have to take it. They're taking that trip because they desperately need money. And that's what Uber and Lyft know. They know how urgently you need the money. And they are trimming as much off your cash to sustain that big 70% hole that they are. Dustin, how are you? I didn't get the first check. I won't get this one either. Yes, we will. Let's call them, Dustin. Let's call them up right now. You need to get that check, and it's regardless whether Dustin paid in 2018 or 2019. You, your wife, your kids, show me the money. Call them up today. I'm pretty sure they may have old banking details of yours, Dustin. They try to get you the money, or they may have an old address on file. But imagine you, your wife, $2,400. You have a few beautiful children. I mean, that's over $3,000 that's owed to Dustin. Go and get the money. Money isn't funny in the rideshare world. All the things that I could do if I had a little money in the rideshare world. Da-da. Money isn't funny in the rideshare world. Send him the money. Send Dustin the cash. Send Wicked Hustle guy the cash. Send them the money. This ain't funny. Show them the blues, right? They owe you that money, my friend. They owe you that money. Chris B's in the house. Welcome, Dustin. Always good to see Dustin. There's some funny videos of Dustin. I can like watch them 10 times. Like I told you the other day, Dustin, the one with the hazmat suit. I watched that one over and over again because I love a good laugh, right? I love to crack up a good belly laugh, right? And that one I thought, man, yeah, I filed joint married. We make too much, sadly. Okay, so if you made over that amount, $99,000, then you don't get it? Is that the case? Got to have a good tax man. Got to have a good tax man. Rideshare Lisa sends her regards. Ray the mailman says, I got a 1-star for comfort last night, Uber Black. Of all things comfort, one person. Geez, like. John Bauer, his wife kills it. Yeah, John, my wife makes big money, but I made 125K last year. That's beautiful, Dustin. That's great. That's awesome. So his wife is a high roller. She's a hard worker. Listen, anyone that makes money and works hard, amen. I take my hat off to you. You know, one thing I don't like about some of these masks is that they make these things too short, so it pulls your ears forward. Look, you start looking like a bat, right? See this? Start looking like a fracking bat. I need ones with longer things that don't pull my ears back, so it's like this. You guys know that feeling? I've got to order my... Are they still paying semi-decent referral monies, Dustin? I mean, I know it's gone back a lot. I haven't received any referral cash because obviously they've cut me off after I sued them. They immediately shut down my accounts after I sued them for 1.1 million. That's still in the court, and that moves forward like a slow glacier, right? The court moves very, very slowly, but I'm just wondering if the referrals are still coming, trickling in. I hope they are, because, you know, that's good extra money. Dustin knows what I'm talking about, right? Just as I'm still making money, even though I'm not driving right now, so I couldn't claim unemployment either. Yeah, true. True it is. True it is. Rick Nelson says, howdy, y'all from Floresville, Texas. Hey, Rick Nelson's back in Texas. Rick Nelson's all over the map. He's like, California, Texas, California, Texas, California, Texas. You travel a lot. You travel a lot. Wicked Hustle Guy, I use a bandana on the mask and put it through the hoops and tie it in the back of my head to cut down on the ear pulling. Smart, smart. I like it. Because, you know, you can see these bat ears. If I probably wear this day and night, my ears would start growing this way, and I'd be like a bat. You know those Doberman? I love those Doberman dogs, but they chop their ears so that they tie them up in elastic so that they stiff like it. I'm worried that my ears are going to end up the same way as those Doberman ears. Dustin said, yeah, last year I was really good. This year I'm only at about 75, but at least they're paying, you know, so at least they're paying. I got... my referrals, Dustin, are coming your way, are going Rideshare Hub's way, are going Harry's way, because they cut me off. The moment I filed the big lawsuit, which I'm going to win, they're already in negotiations. I want the big money. You know what I mean? I want to get paid out a lot of money, and I'm not going to settle for cents on the dollar. But I'm extremely happy for people, you know. Things like $75,000, 2090, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. 100% correct. Diversify, 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 right? Make sure, like Dustin says, that you have multiple streams of income. Dustin knows what I'm about to say here. You know, when you have a powerful channel like his, right, he's got way more subscribers than I have in the rideshare world, right? You can leverage those views. You get your sponsors. And by the way, Dustin, I just want to give you a bit of a shout out. I had a 2-hour meeting with Legal Rideshare, right? With Legal Rideshare. And I was pushing for big numbers, big dollar numbers for you, big dollar numbers for 10 influencers. They wanted me to pick 10 influencers. And, you know, the way I looked at the influencers, from very low subscribers to very high subscribers like Dustin, I made some recommendations to the company, to their marketing team, right? Because they paid me a consultancy fee, right, for putting the names forth, for putting a game plan forth. So I put a 60-day game plan forth. I put it in a 1 to 10 with your name on the top, just letting you know, right? And you will be signed up by that company. They work with Cova, but they're also doing it independently. So those discussions I've had with Legal Rideshare, and they are doing a 1 to 2 month sponsorship plan, right? So a lot of the ways how to do it, how to structure the deals, you know, those contracts, you've signed many of them, send them that. And hopefully people like, and then by the way I looked at the marketing, you know, I said to the marketing director, you got to keep it colorful, right? You can't just have like an all white male influencer team. You got to have women in there. You got to have people of color. You got to have a really, really nice, healthy, mixed, diverse group of influencers. He liked that a lot, right? And so I put the names forward of girls and boys, doesn't matter what your skin color is. And I said, listen, I think this is a really great plan. And they loved it, right? And I got to say, I'm sure Dustin knows the guys at Cova are great. Cova also, you know, they start at $7 a month, that gig protection plan, right? And you get an extra $50, I believe it is, right, Dustin, for each successful referral that you bring to Cova. So you can make some good money there, right, as an influencer. You can make several $1,000s extra per month if you have a nice channel. Dustin knows what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. You got to put in the hours, right? Him and I know you got to put in the hours. You got to choose the topics. You got to do those hashtags. You got to do those keywords. You got to do those titles. You got to drop in all your diversified links that bring you additional income into that description field. And not only that, once you're making money from Uber, from Lyft, from Gas App, I think Dustin introduced me to the Gas App, right? You can check it on his channel. So when you're making all these little residuals, Cova, Legal Rideshare, blah, blah, it adds up to a lot of money. And then if you're smart, you take that money, real estate, or, you know, what I do is I buy classic cars. I rent the classic cars out to the movie industry. Obviously, that segment is not doing well right now. The classic car rentals are not working for me right now. You know, I have an amazing natural health line and a detox line where I do extremely well. I mean, that's up like a few 100%. And, you know, you got to diversify. My limousine company, the leases in that, well, that's down 60, 70%. So you really, really learn how to manage your company, stay afloat, make money, invest, reinvest, just work smart, right? And what Dustin says, he messes with the stocks, with the money. So, you know, let's say he's going after Apple or Amazon or Tesla, you know, those ones over the last 12 months would have made him a lot of money, right? I do a little bit of that, but I don't dibble and dabble too much in the stock world. I'm not good at it, Dustin, but I do know how to back some racehorses. I do see like stallions, right? Which is the Amazons and the Teslas and the Apples of the world. Cool. I like that. I do trade options, he said. Is that something that, if I may ask, Dustin, is that something that you taught yourself, or is that something that your wife does well and has helped you with? How did you how did you get into that? Did you just start like playing around and moving little amounts and trying and just monitoring the results? Is it something like it's self-taught, or did you do courses, or did your wife download a lot of information? I'm always curious how people learn and grow, you know, and, and gamble on the horses. I would suck at that, dude. In Jersey, I mean, that I'm sure that is fun, right? That's exhilarating and fun. You got to put the money on that horse and coming around the outside, going around clear, and it's starting a season coming on the left, overtaken by and there's Dustin. There's Dustin's like, okay, that horse is doing good. Okay, Dustin's like, okay. Dustin, the spring coming around the outside. Dustin puts down $100, and I'm going to go around the outside. And around the last range. Dustin puts another $100 in, and then Dustin's horse comes in, and then he goes down to the box office, and the guy's like, "Hey, congratulations, Dustin! I've seen you on YouTube. Your horse came in. You just made $400. Awesome! I love it. Gotta be a hustler. You gotta be a hustler. I love it. Yeah, Dustin, my real money. You made 25K using that in the last 2 years. That's awesome. I got lucky once in a casino, Dustin, once, and I got a royal flush, and I think I was 21 years old, and I made I think it was about $33,000 that night. The casino wrote me a check, so I got lucky on that one. It's the only time I've really been lucky. But where I made my real money, Dustin, just a little taking you back, how I made my real money after the army. I organized these massive cleanups in these ghettos, in these townships, cleaning them up with thousands and thousands of army people. I would coordinate all the army trucks, get all the trash out, involve the children. Every time they filled up a big refuse bag, I would reward them with books, with puzzles, with, it was a big thing. I think we raised over, my group of 10, I leaded a group of 10 people in the army, and we raised over 300 million in 2 years to clean up all the ghettos and the neighborhoods and the townships throughout Southern Africa. And because I knew those areas so well, that's a true story, I formed all of these alliances. There's areas where a white boy just can't go, right? It was way too dangerous. So I started a big security group. I had armed people, at about 30 armed militia people. Wore my bulletproof vest, had a metal baseball cap. I had 5 different cars, all bulletproof cars. And I started a vending business. I started flying back and forth to Vegas, buying vending machines. At my peak, I had 5,000 vending machines, making about 80 to 100,000 a day, right? I had old casino machines. I had a few hundred pool tables. I had jukeboxes. I had Coke machines, Coca-Cola machines. Every vending machine you could think of, I had in all of these outlets, in these little bars, in these little cafes, in these townships where I went as a soldier to clean up the neighborhoods. And the Africans loved me because I cleaned up the mess. I took the trash out. I rewarded their children. It was my idea. The army backed it. The SADF, South African Defense Force, backed it. I got recognition from the Mandela family. That's how I got recruited from the Mandela family to help them with the Nelson Mandela's Children Organization, which I did 2 years pro bono. Volunteered for them for 2 years. But that is how I grew out of the army. I used to do big concerts and events and raves and clubs and discos, 2,000, 300, 20,000, 3,000 people, 20,000 people. So I had the money then to move into these vending machines, and I killed it. I absolutely killed it. But I'll tell everyone, including my good friend Dustin here, if a cat had 9 lives, I got away 13 times. Shot at, machine guns, ambushed, my business is ambushed. I mean, thank God I had a hardcore little group of about 30 militia people armed to the T on my payroll. on my payroll that protected me, that protected my cars, that protected the money going in and out, because the people, the drug people, the bad people, always wanted to get their hands on my business. It was the hardest 3 years of my life that I've worked. I have never worked so hard. I worked from 4 a.m., 5 a.m. till 12 p.m., 1 p.m. every day, 6-7 days a week for 3 years. Made an absolute fortune, but it was hard. And like I say, I can thank the dear Lord. I can thank good security people. I can thank armed guards that I'm alive on this planet today. True story. Even helped get a group of BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation reporters out of a story that were being ambushed and killed. Had my guys get them out of there. Craziest 3 years of my life. I will never, ever return to that. I will never, ever do something so nutty. I have children now, but man, I could write a book on those 36 months. It was insane what happened in those 36 months. And like I said, if a cat had 9 lives, I got away with 13 lives. I cannot believe how many times I truly dodged a bullet. I literally, the one time, 2 taxis full of people, about 15 armed people, attack our business. I had this thing called the Palace. I had one in Yanga and I had one in Khayelitsha and Soweto in these townships. They ambushed it. They opened up young people with AK-47s. They did not know how to handle those machine guns. They were firing up above our heads at first, all the windows. We barricaded ourselves in. We flipped pool tables, those heavy granite pool tables. We backed them up 3-4. They're trying to break the door down. They were a big group of people. It grew up to 200 people, and we were on the inside with 30 people just firing away. We didn't have machine guns. We just had 9mm. We're firing from the top, firing down into their cars. And then thank God, the South African Defense Force, the police, riot trucks arrived, tear gas, helicopters, the media was there. They broke it up, survived. But man, it was a 90-minute showdown, hail of bullets. And what the guys did with me, they put me in the back in a secure room and were literally lying over me, protected, because they thought the guys would come through the doors, right? Because the doors were being banged. And the only thing that held them back is that my guys thought quick. They stacked up all the pool tables right like this. They took the pool tables, flipped it like this, and put them one after one after one. So the people could not move that heavy weight and get through those barriers. That's the only way we survived for 90 minutes. I was ready to kiss my life goodbye. I made my prayers. I was on my way out because it was fucking insane in the membrane, right? And I do want to make a movie or a short story. I want to go back there one day, and I can get pictures of that location. I can get pictures of my places. I have many news articles where I had my vending machines everywhere. And I used to buy the old Universal. I used to buy the old Universal and Bailey's machines, the Diamonds, the 777s, the Cherry machines from the casinos, from all those old, the ones that they were kicking out. I would buy and ship in 40-foot containers to South Africa. So I could tell you a story 5 hours long. It was interesting. It was really fucking interesting. Yeah, you're right. Got the time, write a book. One guy was interested. There was a Hollywood guy here interested to film it, go back there and film that story, right? Because I'm sure I could find a lot of the people that used to work for me. I mean, they're my age, right? They're not old. They're in their 50s now, but they were young at the times. They were in their 20s. And I'm sure I could find them and then bring them into that story and let them speak what happened. It was crazy. I also once was about 6 a.m. in the morning. I was sitting in a Golf GTI, right? And I arrived there early. I just wanted to open up, get the keys, get everything, get the business, and I want to get out. And it was so tired. We were partying the night before till like 2 a.m. So I only had a few hours sleep. We were partying, and I was sitting in the car, and we dozed off, right? I had my business partner was next to me. He's from Holland, Eric de Jong, sitting next to me, hardcore, crazy guy. much needed for that business. And we were lying there, we were just dozing off on the car because we'd partied the night before. And then this truck, this like 16-wheeler, comes and rams us into the wall, because they saw, somebody tipped them off that we were in the car, like the two white boys were in the car. So they fucking drove that Golf into the concrete wall. So the cars started crumbling up, and then the truck reversed again, tried to come. But the guys on the second story, my security that was sleeping there, right? I let them sleep on the premises. They heard this monstrous thunder of this truck hit the car, our car, the first time. It was just buckled up, all the windows broke, fucking stuck in the car, nowhere to go. So from the second floor, they just started firing out. We shot the guy dead, shot the guy from the second floor, straight through his truck window, just laid into him. Boom, 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 into the guy. Killed the guy, stone cold dead. Found out where that driver came from. Then my group, I told them, don't retaliate, don't fucking kill anyone, don't do any crazy shit. They then got a group of people together, of security, my group, this militia group, they were called the PAC, Pan-African Congress. I paid them. And they went over to those headquarters of those people and stormed the place and threatened them and said, if one of your people ever show up here again, we're coming through your doors and we're going to mow you motherfuckers down. And that was it. They spoke. They were protecting their turf. They had 49% of my business, and they were standing up for their business, right? Whole different animal. Never, ever did I hear from those thugs again, right? My guys went out there, did the dirty work. This is what I was dealing with for 3 years. Crazy, crazy story. And then I have this pussy, Randall Heimovicki, this attorney from Uber, who's trying to tell me, you know, what it means to be Mr. Tough Guy, right? Because he is this overly obese lawyer at Uber. Like, yeah, I know what hard times are. I'm like, dude, I'll take you there, right? Just silly fucking talk. Now I'm in LA. You know that song, Live and Die in LA. It's the place to be. All right, guys. Cool. I don't know how that went from $1,200 to that story. Shared a little 30 out of my 36 months with you. Anybody wants to hear the entire story, maybe I could do a live feed and walk you through those 36 months. How I started the business. I started building brick machines, you know, like concrete bricks. I bought them. We made our own bricks. We poured the bricks. We built big centers. We built shopping centers. We built entertainment areas. I bought this massive machine that could make bricks. It was about 30,000, and we were producing our own bricks, and then we were selling bricks. So we had trucks. All of these people from the townships, little guys building their own little shacks and that, they would come and they would buy corrugated iron from us. I had a business going and selling bricks. I cannot even tell you how many bricks I sold. And I was selling the big bricks for about 80 cents a piece. Big bricks, right? At least 2 feet by 1 foot by 1 foot. Big bricks, right? And I had a big like a football field behind the school where that I bought the property in, and I was laying out all the bricks, drying the bricks, and then the trucks would come in, and then my guys would load. How many do you need? 1,000. Okay, cool. 1,000. That's $800 cash. Boom, boom, boom. How many do you need? 2,000. Cool. Cash. And meanwhile, the bricks were then picked up by my construction crew, and we were building all of these little entertainment centers, just like Dave and Buster's, a primitive version of Dave and Buster's, and then we were filling them with vending machines, right? People could come down and play their music, a massive sound system in these big pool halls, right? People were playing. Biggie was big. Tupac was big at the time, right? Whole different music genre there in the 90s. I'm sure you can relate. That's good times, my friend. Good times. I wish Dustin, his family, I wish John, I wish Nifty 50s in the house, all the people that joined us today. I truly hope this $1,200 comes for you. Jimmy in the house, I performed a magician at Dave & Buster's. Oh, cool, you performed as a magician. I love it. Everybody's got their cool stories. So I truly hope these two parties can have a meeting of the minds, 3 signatures, one by Republicans, one by Democrats, one by the presidents. Boom, out go the checks. Let's get the money to the essential workers. Let's get the money to the gig workers. Let's get the money to the drivers, the delivery people, to the Americans. Period. Let's get that economy pumped up, right? Let's finish the year strong. I like that. As John Bauer says, let's finish the year strong. All right, fogies. Let's see. Let's see. All right, getting a lot of messages. My phone's blowing up. I wish you a fantastic day. Tomorrow's Friday. Good news tomorrow. I hobble down to the clinic and I'm going to get my boot on. It's like a rubber boot, right? So apparently that rubber boot allows you to sort of hobble around and walk around. I welcome it because right now I'm doing everything on one foot and it's a little strenuous. You build a lot of upper body strength, but I'm super excited about that boot. And as I spoke to the lady this morning who was scheduling the appointments, I said, listen, I am so excited to see you guys. I just want my boot. I could dance. And she was laughing. Anyway, thanks to all the doctors. Thanks to all the nurses, the essential workers out there. Thanks to all the drivers that are actually getting people from A to B, that are getting nurses to their work, picking up other essential workers. You're heroes. Understand this. You are true heroes. You should be rewarded properly for this work by these companies. You should be getting danger pay. You should be getting extra pay. Amazon workers, warehouse workers, everyone that's keeping the system going deserves more right now. And if you deserve anything, you truly deserve that $1,200. Why? Because you've paid into the system, ladies and gentlemen. It's your money. Let them send you their money, your money yesterday. Let's get this economy going yesterday. The economy is in shambles. It's a shit show. We need to start getting the money into the system yesterday, right? H&R Block did some disastrous shit there in the last round, right? I mean, they lost a lot of clients, HR Block, because they really screwed up in that last stimulus round. And yeah, we know that story. Abstract Echo says today is SHIT. Sure, happy it's Thursday. I like that. SHIT, baby. So have fun, everyone. Sanitize those cars. Wear your masks, right? This is how I'm going to go out now. This is how I'm going to be exiting this video, this live feed. With my bat ears here. It pulls it back. Vote. In November, wherever you stand on your politics, I beg you, vote. Wherever you stand on Proposition 22 in California, vote. Vote your heart out, as if it means everything, right? Vote. This is truly the power that you have, right? One man, one vote. And I remember when Nelson Mandela was released from prison in South Africa. He was in prison for 27 years on Robben Island, on a little remote island off the coast next to Cape Town. They kept him there. Only the worst of the worst murderers and obviously political threat to the government, they kept him there, right? The one thing is when they released Nelson Mandela, I was there in Cape Town, right? When he was out on the streets, everybody was marching with him. Very shortly afterwards, for the very first time after 45 years, African people in South Africa could vote. Do you know how much power that gave them? You know how much they deserved that vote? It was one man, one vote. Everyone could vote, right? And in a population of about 40 million people, where about 90% are African, 10% are Indian and white, that 90% went and exercised their vote. And the ANC, the African National Congress, came into power and Nelson Mandela became president. How did that happen? Because the people used their power. One man, one vote. Remember, your vote in November counts, right? If you're unhappy about something, vote. If you are yes or no on 22, vote. Like, go and make your word, your vote count. That's what I really urge you to do. James Rizzuti is in the house. Is that Italiano? Si Italiano va bene? You don't need the mask. I think it's time to take the finger out of people's ass. Yeah, I think you should take the finger out of your ass, James, because it seems to be stuck deep inside your asshole. You see, these are the problem kids of the world, right? That like to spread and like to kill other people. Just careless, stupid people like James Rizzuti. I have no time for you. I'd slap you straight out of this room because it's your dumb ignorance that costs lives. You haven't learned from neighboring countries, right? You haven't learned from neighboring countries like New Zealand or Germany or Taiwan that have showed you how it works. And even your boy got infected because he wasn't wearing this. So if it happens to you, James Rizzuti, I'm going to throw a quarter into your grave. I'll walk by, I'll give you a little lucky quarter, I'll throw it into your grave when you're 6 feet under the ground. Because of that attitude, you're going to go nowhere, my friend. I can tell you that right now, nowhere. That's just the dumbest advertising I've ever seen, Mr. Rizzuti. And you're disgracing your Italian brothers and sisters. And I know many good Italians. You're disgracing them with that comment. Yeah, he is. He's nothing but an ignorant prick to say, go around marching, you don't need the mask. It's well documented. It's well documented. Whether the CDC, even Trump afterwards, he's wearing a mask, right? Because he realized he effed up, right? And James wants to F up. James is desperate to get sick. So you go out there, buddy. You go out and infect yourself and you infect your family. I will throw a free quarter for your stupidity. I'll throw it into your grave, right? I have no time for dumbasses. Anyway, I wish you the very, very best, everyone. Sadly, we had to have this prick come into the room late in the game, but hey, better late than never, so we can get some clarity on this. These things help. 6 feet apart help, and let's work together. God bless you all. Have a great day. If anybody hasn't hit that thumbs up yet, please do. We welcome you to the real world, right? And we want to get to 2021. We want to get the economy going. We want to get this thing under control. 210,000 dead people is enough. Too many. I don't want more people to die, right? And James, hopefully you're listening in. Hopefully you're learning from the other people. Hopefully you take something away from this. Hopefully you go on Amazon and purchase your first mask for you and your kids and your family, and you start working together so we get this under control. God bless you all, and have a great day. The rider driver, I appreciate you having you here. Abstract Echo, all the true heroes in my eyes that are working together, trying to make this thing work. If you can, on your way out, smash like Dustin. Dustin, thank you for coming in. We had a great share today. Dustin was sharing some really, really valuable input with us, sharing a little bit how he's making money, how he's taking care of the family. Those are real stories, right? And I'll tell you another real story is that this needs to show up in your account. That's a real story, right? So the real story is that you can pay your rent. The real story is that you can put food on the table. The real story is that you can go out and buy some more PPE and keep people safe with that $1,200. God bless you all and have a fantastic day. Thank you, Fogies. Thank you, folks.